Voice at our open mic we have like comics from all over the country coming to play this room, you lucky bastards. And tonight is no different. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Kyle Adams, everyone.
Where am I from again? Jesus Christ. So I don't want to be one of those out-of-town comics who tell you what your state is like, because we get those in Portland all the time. We get people from LA. It's raining here. So no fucking shit, it's raining here. But I was at the ABC store, and they sell condoms with Hawaiian phrases on them. And they had a condom that said, "Hang loose" on it. You do not want a condom to hang loose. That's how really chill babies are made. I think that all of us who voted for Bernie Sanders should follow him into the desert for 40 years. I don't have any other options left. I'm not voting for Hillary. I'm not one of those people. I hate those people. There's so many people on my feed right now. Vote for Hillary. No, she cheated. Yeah, we already discussed this. I don't know though. The whole time I was listening to Bernie Sanders, I couldn't shake the feeling that he was the grandfather I never had, telling me fairy tales. Grandpa Bernie, will you tell me the one about free college again? That was my favorite. Are we really going to rebuild our infrastructure? Only if you believe, Kyle. Only if you believe. And remember, you're never too big to fail. Okay, Grandpa Bernie, you're getting a little ahead of yourself here. Now, I grew up in Florida, so my actual grandfather, he saw me playing with a Michael Jordan doll, and he told me that I was going to grow up to be a gay race mixer at 6 years old. And I just like Space Jam. I had no idea what a gay race mixer was. That sounds like a really awesome party that I'm not invited to. I'm a straight white male. It's funny though, because I looked in the next room and my cousins were playing with wrestling toys from the 90s. And if you remember those are like the most homoerotic thing I've ever seen in my life. They got like BDSM masks on them, and they got these giant pecs that jut out so you can just rub your thumbs on them. And they're made out of like used dildo rubber. You remember the arms that snap back? And my cousins had these in their mouths in the next room, and I'm like, ah, So I stumbled into a Christian store one time in Oregon. Anyone else make this mistake? And as I'm thumbing through like Jesus graphic novels, because that's a thing, and it's like this super muscular Jesus with a V, and he's shooting out like pulsar rays like he's Iron Man at these Romans, and I'm trying not to laugh at an empty store, but the sweetest girl ever just comes around the corner and she's like, "Is there anything I can help you with, sir?" And I almost had the audacity to say, "Jesus?" Where's Jesus at? I thought he was here. And I was high at the time, so I had to buy something because that's manners. When you're high, you can't walk into a store and not buy something. And I couldn't find anything there to buy except for candy that has scripture on it. And they're taking the Bazooka Joe method with their religion. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But I've worked shitty jobs. I work at a. It's a slow roll. I work at a very corporate burger joint. Let's call it Blue Buzzard for legal purposes. And I use that because I'm sure they have bottomless lawyers on retainer. I work for a guy right now. His name is Cager. And I have no idea how to spell or respect that name. And he's one of those people he's like a brand new manager just sniffing out a promotion. He's like, "Who can I send below the poverty line so I can help facilitate my family's dreams?" And I'm high all the time because that's the right thing to do when you hate your job, just to get through it. And I'm at a point though, they don't give a shit that I'm high all the time, which is great. But it also sucks because my managers don't give a shit about anything. I'll give you a good example. During our Christmas break, a hammer with a rubber mallet fell into our gluten-free fryer. And we didn't find out about it until January 2nd. So every time someone ordered gluten-free fries at a table, I'd be like, "Hammer time?" You know, they'd be very upset if they knew that I was revealing these secrets to you. I think corporate policy is that snitches get stitches. But I'd say once we find out what was in the fryer, consumers get tumors is much more accurate. So watch out for it. I don't know, weed is legal in Oregon, which is fucking amazing. It's so awesome. I mean, I haven't smoked in like 7 days, so like every time I smell it on the beach, I'm like a fucking cartoon dog smelling a pie on a windowsill, just like floating in the air. It's interesting though. In the weed stores, they had like the most ridiculous names. Like my favorite is Banana God. And like I said before, I'm not religious, but I'm honestly considering monotheism on this one because this God actually answers my prayers. Can I get to sleep tonight, Banana God? Granted. I feel like my dream scenario can finally happen now that weed is legal in Oregon, though I am looking for another job. And my dream scenario is this. I'm sitting in an interview, and the interviewer, it's going really well, and the interviewer looks at me and he says, you know, Kyle, your references check out, and you have a great attitude. But I gotta ask you one thing, man. Your eyes are really red. Are you high, or are you tired? And I'll say, I'm both! I'm hired! And then we'll high five and smoke a bowl in the back because that's what I voted for. I hadn't written any Trump jokes at all until I was at a Mexican restaurant in Portland, and I was eating a burrito, and they had Fox News dubbed in Spanish, and Donald Trump was speaking Spanish, just like watching Gandhi punch a nun. Like it's like a culture shock, you know. And I spit out my carnitas all over the place. It's just like I think he should be dubbed in Spanish for like safety reasons because Spanish people should know what he's planning. But it was just an odd scenario, man. Like before, everyone's Batman, obviously. I love Batman. I have a lot in common with Batman. We both have dead moms. We both wear black, but for separate reasons. I wear black, or he wears black to instill fear in his enemies. I wear black because I'm afraid of what I actually look like in the mirror. I love Batman as a character. I mean, he has no superpowers, and he basically turned a fucked up life into superpowers. Like, the most fucked up thing happened to him ever. And he's like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna be really strong and awesome instead. The worst superhero, though, guys, and I hope some people can agree with me on this, is Captain America. I'm so fucking sick of Captain America, guys. Nobody knew who Captain America was before 2005. Okay, can we just admit that? Okay. Captain America, this is him, his whole story in a nutshell. I was just a little guy, and I really wanted to fight, and then the doctors, they gave me a shot, and now I can't get drunk. And I was frozen in time, and I was awakened, and now no one likes swing music. It's tragic. Of course, I am pretty biased, though. The only Captain America comic I ever read was from a doctor's office, and he fought like the literal personification of asthma, like a big asthma monster like coming at him. And even at 6 years old, I was like, this Captain America needs more tangible villains. I don't know what he's doing here. All they're doing in Hollywood right now is reboots and remakes. Everybody's been complaining about that, but I think there's a reason, you guys. I think the reason that all they're doing is reboots and remakes is because there was a Make-A-Wish Foundation kid back in the 80s, and he just wanted to see sequels to all of his favorite movies. And Hollywood realized that they could make a lot of money off of it, and then the kid never died. And that's what happened. I'm a millennial, so all we have is nostalgia to cling to. It's not something to follow, though. I'll give you a good example. My favorite movie from when I was a kid was called Surf Ninjas. Does anyone remember Surf Ninjas? Yeah, Surf Ninjas. Ninja Turtles without the turtles. Yeah, it was great. My memory of this movie was there's a red-haired man in this movie, and he was nuanced, and he was charismatic in every scene he was in. I couldn't peel my eyes away from the TV screen. I grew up, and I looked that up on IMDb in 2016. The red-haired guy is Rob Schneider. Set the bar really low, guys. I wanted to be Rob Schneider growing up. I'll give you another good example. I loved Super Nintendo growing up, like Nintendo games, and my memory was every single game was fantastic. What you don't realize, though, is that every shitty movie that came out in the late 80s, early 90s was made into a movie game. My favorite shitty movie game was What's Eating Gilbert Grape the game. It was pretty awesome. There weren't any, like, demons or like bosses or anything. It was just personal demons, you know. And my favorite level was a bonus level where you drive through an empty town to get his mom's diabetes medication. The Konami code boosts his will to live, you know. Pretty sweet. I'm gonna get real vulnerable up here, you guys, because I feel like I need to do that. I lost my virginity in an above-ground pool. It gets worse. In Florida, to the Daredevil soundtrack. And then the girls stole the soundtrack. And I still get erections whenever I hear Evanescence. That's a bad deal. It's not good. You guys Star Wars fans at all? Yeah. I'm glad. One good thing about nostalgia is that things don't change. Star Wars is still about dead parents, and that's a good thing. My mom died the same year that Attack of the Clones came out. So that's pretty relevant, what happens in that movie. And if you're unaware, in that movie, Darth Vader's mom dies on screen. And right after my mom died, my dad was trying to cheer me up. And he's like, I'll take him to that Star Wars movie. You know, the one with the dancing teddy bears? He loved that as a kid. And the scene comes along, and Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, has his mom, and she's dying in a hut. And he's like, stay with me, Mom. And at this point, I'm just bawling tears. And she has a death rattle, and her head tilts back like this. She's like, ah! And my dad stands up in the theater and he says, well, fuck me! And then I get to go to school the next day and hear from my friends what a pussy Anakin was in that movie. It's a good life. Like I said, my mom died when I was 14, and I gotta say, like, if you're ever in that situation and your parents are dying, say goodbye to them, because you're never getting another chance. I know it seems like a hard thing to do. I gotta give you a warning, though. Your parents aren't gonna look like themselves anymore. There's gonna be some changes with their bodies. My mom's skin was kind of yellow and puffy. The only thing that, like, recognizable she looked like, I'd say, was SpongeBob SquarePants. I wish that the doctor had prepared me for that, though. Like, are you ready, kid? It's like, I guess this is kind of unorthodox, sir. I can't hear you! I said I heard you, Jesus, man. Oh, she once was your mother, but can no longer be. Sponge mom, dead pants. Jaundiced, yellow, and brain dead is she. Sponge mom, dead pants. She'll never come back, no matter how hard you wish. Sponge mom, dead pants. Her insurance wouldn't cover a procedure like this. Sponge mom, dead pants. Sponge mom, dead pants. Sponge mom, dead pants.
Yeah! Oh, Kyle Adams, everybody. That was awesome. You're lucky, Hawaii. I'm bringing in a Portland guy every week now. You're screwed. You headline all the time. Good luck following that shit, hits. No, it's cool. All right.